Hey people, so I wanted to get into the next part of the flogging videos that I'm doing. Um, by now, we've already shown you this, my flogging dummy. I've also shown you my floggers. Like I said, this is my workhorse flogger. What I'm going to be showing now is some basic techniques, some simple things you can start off with. First thing you have to understand about flogging is it's not in the arm. Okay? If you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. The vast majority of flogging is in the wrist. Getting the movement in your wrist is everything. Being able to move the flogger around, back and forth, takes time, takes practice, building the muscle memory. You want to be able to move the flogger without moving your arm pretty much at all. So when I'm flogging, if you notice, my arm almost never moves. A lot of times when I see beginner floggers, people who just have basic technique, they do things that I just sit here and just get frustrated watching. They do things like this. Or they do this. Or notice that the vast majority of that is using the arms. Thing is that yes, are those legitimate ways of flogging? I hate to say it, but yes, but they're not good ways of flogging, because the amount of control that you have doing this is limited. Okay, if I'm coming in like this, I have total control of how much of the falls these are actually hitting the skin. Okay? Like I said, when you're playing with somebody, you want to know where your zones are. So you have to create a line down the middle. This upper part here is where the meat of the shoulders is. You can play a little bit here, never play around the kidney area, and then of course the butt. So the thing about it is that when you're playing, when you're practicing, you want to learn to target, to zone. So that when you're playing with a person, you know you're going to be hitting here or here or here or here or here or here without coming into a dangerous area. Practice your wrist movement. Okay? Just sitting and practicing your movement is vital. The more you can practice your wrist movement, the better you're going to get. Okay? For me, I've been doing this long enough that I don't even have to think about it. It's just part and parcel of who I am and what I do. So the more you practice, you can start incorporating different things, like strikes. Instead of just also, the better you get at your basic technique, the faster you can get. And that's another thing, is learning how to goes slower and faster, building intensity, creating that space between you and them. Keeping in mind, this is not just a thing, it is actually part of your body. You are using this to extend yourself. I'm extending my energies that I am putting out as part of the flogging outwards. This is going out into the person I'm playing with. That energy that goes to them, I'm going to get energy back. You don't get that energy from practice dummy, but you get the sensation of the feel of what it's like. So the more you do this, the better you're going to be able to get at it. For me, like now, I can go really fast, really hard, really soft, really slow, but a lot of it is in that simple technique. Being able to move the flogger, being able to move it without thinking, practicing as much as you can, 20-30 minutes a day, just getting your wrist used to this motion, getting your body used to this motion, and then learning, once you get this basic motion down, once you're able to do this without thinking about it, without, you can just completely look away and not even acknowledge its existence, just let it happen. Then you can actually start making things bigger and deeper and more impactful. That's going to be your first thing you need to learn. This movement. This movement. Getting your arms and hands used to this, this, this. Once you can get those three movements down, I don't care what other toys you play with. Every other toy you're going to play with, maybe except for a single tail, these movements are going to be useful for you. So, that's kind of it for now. Like I said, grab your floggers, practice these movements, get these movements down, and you'll be well on the way to what you need to know to do a good flogging scene. Obviously, there's going to be other parts, but that's going to be it for now. Be well and safe.